Now you can search for new episodes by subject matter at londonreal.tv. Brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform we use at London Real. What do you think you'll be bigger than Sky News or BBC News someday?
I don't know, man. It's the goal isn't, we don't have like an individual company in our sights that we're like, I want to necessarily be bigger than them. I think Shane sometimes, says these things around, I want to be 10 times a CNN, but I think it's the point of it is around digital scale and influence, right? We think that the internet offers us to be able to reach a lot of people with our content, and YouTube is a vehicle for that, and Facebook's a vehicle, and we have the ability to get a lot of scale because the way that media is distributed has changed. And we think we can tell really good stories that will have a long-lasting cultural impact on the world around us. And we think, in our noblest of days that, we're telling stories that add real value to the global discussion around various issues. We're telling stories that if we weren't telling them, maybe they wouldn't get told. And whether or not you can argue about the nobility of that, but that drives us on a day-to-day basis. So it's not, can we be bigger than this person or that person, or can we get our value to this or blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's I think Shane has said in his, words of if you take money out of the equation, what does it all mean? And I think for him, that really drives him. It's like, I know he's a passionate environmentalist and he's got 2 little kids, and I think it drives him to sort of make the world vaguely a better place in different forms. But anyway, look, at the same time, we're a commercial organization. We're not just driven because we're nice guys and we, want to change the world. But I think all these things, sometimes it's like people would like to paint you as you're one or you're the other or you're something like that. And it's very easy to sort of couch people in specific terms of reference versus other companies or causes or business models. And I don't know, I guess we're a lot of those things.
What do you think of places like the Young Turks? They're kind of bringing a new spin on news, or even Russia Today. They kind of got like Abby Martin, and she moves with the camera. And I mean, they're kind of fresh approaches to news, but really different than your approach.
I think a lot of the news stuff that's coming out, we're not the only ones trying to do it. I think some are better than others. But the ones that I think work best are the ones that seem to be sort of earnest and sort of valuable. So I think our attitude towards those, I don't want to call them competitors, but for the sake of this discussion, we'll call them competitors, is to try not to be competitive, that I think we can all help each other out. I think we're all trying to accomplish in some ways a very similar goal of transforming that news landscape into something that works today, instead of, so in some ways working against, not specifically, we're not trying to take down any news stations, but trying to establish this as a legitimate place for people to consume news and to put our opinions across. And I think there's a lot of good people doing interesting things. We're not the only ones.
Yeah, it's nice not to fight with other media organizations. Like, I don't know, we've never tried to do that, and I've had BBC people in here doing interviews before our show, and it's nice not to go at it kind of like the old way where you see everybody fighting, for kind of this tiny little part of the space,
Yeah.
We take real pride in our websites and who we work with on the show, and those are the guys at Squarespace. They've been running our website londonreal.tv and our siliconreal.com for over a year now, and they are an all-in-one platform to make it fast and easy to build your own professional website or portfolio. These guys have the tech down. It's drag and drop. It is easy. I used to run a WordPress site, and I used to have to FTP audio files and all this nonsense. And now when you see these blogs that I write every week where I talk to you about my personal impressions of the guests, I literally just bust those out, drop the picture in, boom, and it's done.